I grew up in like a farmhouse outside Winfield with my sister, my brother, my mom, and my dad. My brother didn't stay around very long because of the abuse, but me and my sister pretty much raised each other. My dad wasn't a very nice person. He was into drinking, and before his kidney transplant anyway, he was very abusive. Like, if we didn't do what he said, then we'd either get beat or get yelled at. It kind of affected me in a way that I can't really like block it out. Like, it's always gonna be there. I remember one day in 7th grade where the bullying got to the extent where I was hospitalized. A girl came up to me and she told me that I wasn't gonna be good enough and I should just kill myself. It hurt my feelings, but I didn't say anything or didn't tell anybody what she said. And I just went to the bathroom and I cried, and when I went home I cut, and then I pretty much thought myself into killing myself. Like, I put the thoughts in my head like, you just need to die. That's kind of how life was before my mom and dad got divorced and I moved back to Mount Pleasant. When we moved back to Mount Pleasant, I reconnected with friends, and one of my friends, she invited me to E3, and I was like, might as well go. So I went, and I've been going ever since. Things were kind of getting better coming to E3, but I knew God, but I didn't really know God. I didn't live in His Word. I just did my own thing. I kept being the crappy person that I was. Doing my own thing didn't really work out. I hung out with people I shouldn't have. I got into things I shouldn't have. That really crushed my attendance, so I just decided to drop out of school and keep doing my thing. And after hanging out with the same people every day and doing the same thing I did every day, one day I was sitting in my friend's bedroom and we were on Facebook making fun of people, and I just thought to myself, I was like, this is not cool. Like, I needed to change. I started going back to church, and this time it was different because I went expecting. I participated in worship. I surrounded myself with the good people that I should have surrounded myself with, and I started praying more. I read the Bible. Instead of knowing God, I lived in God. I know who He is, and instead of it being about religion, it was more about my relationship with God. I made the wise decision to go to camp. Like, that was a wise decision. Like, I decided to go to camp. It was awesome because I experienced God in a way that I didn't before. I continued to go to E3, and now I'm on E3 student leadership. I have a relationship with God that I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for my friends, and I'm definitely thankful for the people who have helped me get to where I am now. If it wasn't for this church, I'd be the same person I was 4 years ago, and I'm definitely not going back to that person. And 4 years ago, it was all about me, and now it's all about what God wants for my life and who He wants me to be.
Or it's not easy to share your testimony like that. That's good. Thanks, sir. All right. 2016. My parents didn't think I'd live to see the day. Did y'all have a good Christmas? Yeah? Did y'all make your New Year's resolutions? How many of you guys already break your New Year's resolutions? Already messed up? Yeah? All right. I love New Year's for this reason. Everybody kind of takes New Year's, and it's the one time a year that everybody starts to kind of evaluate their life. Isn't it funny that there's 365 days in the year, and only one of them we spend evaluating our life, and the other 364 we just kind of live doing whatever, and then the next year runs around, we see, okay, well, did that work or did it not? I don't know. Let's check. One time a year we kind of ask ourselves, am I happy? Is everything okay? Is where I'm going in life where I really want to go? And just one day a year we kind of ask ourselves these questions, and then we're like, hey, so what do I need to do to be happy? What do I need to do to be the person I want to be? And all these things. What do you guys think the top 5 resolutions for 2016 are? Any guesses? Lose weight is definitely one of them. Anybody else? Get happy. The number one resolution in 2015 was to be more happy. But in 2016, here's the top 5 resolutions. And if you need a pen, they're coming down so you guys can take notes. And these wonderful, awesome things right here, right? How do you guys know when God's talking, maybe you should write it down? If God told you how to be a millionaire, would you write it down? God told you how to have a better life, would you write it down? Yeah, exactly. Write it down. All right. Top 5, starting with number 5. Number 5 is to save more and spend less. How many of you guys think that's a good idea? How many of y'all think you'll actually do it? Right. Like, dude, I still spend my parents' cash. There's no reason. No reason to go less. Number 4 is spend time with family, more time with family or friends. How many of y'all think that's a good one? That's a good one. Number 3 is lose weight. Boo. Just kidding. Number 2 is live a healthier lifestyle. And number 1, best one, enjoy life to the fullest. Isn't it kind of funny that the number 1 resolution for Americans, both young and old, is to enjoy life to the fullest? Which means that right now they don't feel that they are. That means the majority of people are not excited about the life that they're living now. The majority of people are not excited to wake up in the morning. The majority of people aren't excited to get up and live their life. Isn't that funny? See, people seem to get most excited in life when they take a break from it. Like most people most of you guys were like, Christmas break, 2 weeks off of life in school, awesome, right? Yeah, because you get to take a break from being you every day. You get to take a break from going where you have to go every day. You get to take a break from the everyday life that you live. And people seem to get most excited when they get that break or when they go on vacation or do something like that. Don't get me wrong, I love vacation. How many of you guys love vacation? Vacation's awesome. But I want to be excited not just when I'm on vacation. I want to be excited every day of my life. I always want to be excited for where I'm going and what I'm doing. I don't want to wake up and hate my life until I finally get a break from it. What kind of life is that? But most people, their resolution was to make sure that they're living life to the fullest so they can actually wake up and be excited in the morning. How sad is it to be excited, to not be excited about your everyday life, to feel that you're not enjoying life to the fullest? See, it's a unique feeling when you don't enjoy your life to the fullest. When you're not excited to wake up in the morning, when you're not excited about your life, it's a very unique feeling compared to anything else you get excited about. Because anything else in your life that you get excited about is replaceable. It's exchangeable. You can do something about it. See, how many of you guys got new clothes for Christmas? You guys love new clothes, right? But new clothes don't stay new forever, do they? Like you're out there rocking this outfit, thinking this is the best outfit I've ever had. I look so good. And then a month later, you're like, I hate that. Right? I can't, I look ugly in this, you know? Every guy feels that. I mean, it's something that all guys go through. But when our new clothes, you don't know our struggle, ladies. You don't know it. The struggle is real. All right. When our clothes are no longer new and exciting, we can get rid of them and go get new ones. Video games are awesome when they first come out, right? I've seen some of you guys, like, I don't know what video games there are because I'm not a gamer, but when like you guys are waiting on the waiting list and to be the first ones to get this game, first ones to play this game, and it's awesome and it's exciting until you beat it, right? Or until they come out with another one. And then when it's no longer new and exciting, what do you get to do? Go get a new one. When your girlfriend or boyfriend is no longer new and exciting, what do? Go get a new one. It is sad. I'm not the one doing it. Why are you hating on me? I'm just talking about what you do. Some of you on a weekly basis. If your New Year's resolution is to have less than 12 boyfriends or girlfriends this year, I was talking to you. All right.
Get the cards out.
But see, you can't do that with your life. See, if at the end of year 7 of your life, if you didn't like year 7 of your life, you can't go get another year 7 of your life. You can't say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't enjoy year 7. I would like to do that over, please. When you get done with year 16 of your life, you can't go back and be like, no, I didn't like that. I would like to do it again, but this time the upgraded version, please. You can't do that. When that year of your life is done, it's done. You can't ever get it back. So when you're not excited about your life, you're not excited about something that you can't get rid of, exchange, upgrade, or anything from the past. All you can do is look to today and tomorrow and so on. You can't get it back. You can't exchange it. So when we come together and we're like, man, I'm not very excited about my life, it's a pretty big statement to say, I want to live my life to the fullest because right now I'm not. I want to be excited about my life because right now I'm not. You know, it's a sad statement. There's some people I read about, it was hilarious. They were, according to them, they were extremely poor, and then they won the lottery and got millions of dollars. How many of you guys would love that? Right? And in 3 years, they went from poor to millions to broke. They weren't even poor anymore. They were broke, beyond poor. They were worse off than they were 3 years ago. Now, how many of you guys that just like makes you mad that somebody wasted that much money? I mean, if somebody gave me that money, can't you think of all the good things you would do with that money? Right? It would be awesome. So why are we wasting so much of our life? Why is it we get more upset about people wasting money than us wasting our lives? Why is it that we have see, I can go earn more money when it's gone. I can't get that time in my life back. The way we live our life and how excited we are right now or how not excited we are right now, it should really matter to you. It should be a big deal. See, if you only get one life to live, which you do, then I want to be excited about it, and I want to be excited right now. See, many of us right now, we're not very excited. We only get excited about the idea of how our life will hopefully get better in the future. We have no plan for it. We have no reason for it to happen. But see, most people will go through their life not excited about your life right now because we think and we hope that magically in the future it's just going to be better, that it's just going to get better. I mean, I don't think many people look at their future and think, whoa, I've peaked right now. From here, it's all downhill. My life in the future is going to be worse. Not many people think that. And if you do, we need to pray for you after service. We think that our life in the future is just going to be better. I mean, anytime we imagine ourselves in the future, we think, man, life will be so much better when. Life will be so much greater then. And that's what we think. Like in elementary school, what do we think? I can't wait till I get to junior high. Everything's going to be so much better and easier in junior high. And then when we're in junior high, what do we think? I cannot wait to get to high school. High school is going to be amazing. And then when we get to high school, we're like, this sucks. I can't wait for college. Right? And then we get to college where everything's going to be perfect, and then we find that it's not. And then we're like, man, I can't wait to get out of college and just get married. If I could just get married, everything would be fine. And then we grow up and get married and be like, I can't wait to get divorced. She doesn't think that often, but she's had her moments. I gave her a good reason. No, I'm just kidding. You know, and then here's what's funny. We're always thinking the future is going to be easier. The future is going to be better. I can't wait for the future. And then we get there, and once we're there, we're like, oh my gosh, I'm in high school. I wish I was back in junior high. You get to junior high, oh man, I wish I could go back to grade school. You get married, and you're like, man, I just want to be a kid again. All this responsibility. And that's how we spend our entire life being not excited at all until the day we get a vacation and get to take a break from the everyday life we have. You only get one life. I want to be excited now. Are you guys with me? Are y'all with me? You understand what I'm saying? It's important for us to have a good perspective on what our life is now. See, everybody right now, I think everybody agrees. We're on the same page. Let's have a good life. Let's be excited now. Let's just go out and do it. Let's start living every day. And then we just kind of, okay, now what? How do we do that? Right? How do we change? What do I change? What is it that's going to happen? See, this is where New Year's resolutions come in. Not happy yesterday, so today, what do I need to do to make myself happy? Well, don't get me wrong, I'm all about change. I think change is a good thing. But I want you guys to be making changes, and I want to make changes that reflect my purpose in life, not my insecurities. I want to make changes in my life that's going to reflect my purpose, not my insecurities. See, the New Year's resolutions that they had, they're not bad. They're all, every single one was a good one, okay? But if you're doing it for the wrong reason, you'll never do it. If you have the wrong perspective of why you're doing things, the wrong view of why you're doing things, everybody know what the word perspective means? Everybody heard the glass is half full, half empty? See, the thing about your perspective is nothing changes except the way you look at something. See, if you have a glass and it's halfway full, if you think it's half full, the glass didn't change. The water didn't change. If you think it's half empty, the glass didn't change. The water didn't change. It's just how you view it. That's what perspective is. And if you have the wrong perspective of why you're going to change, it'll never happen. So we need to learn to have the right perspective of things. Let me give you an example. I myself am wanting to lose weight and get a little healthier. I've started waking up in the morning and actually stretching a little bit, and I've been working out with Jordan. He's kicking my booty, you know, because he's young and spry. But I'm getting in there and I'm doing it. But here's the thing. I'm not doing it because I want you to think I'm better looking, because I already know I'm good looking. Any man that marries that woman is a good looking man. Or she's blind. Either way, I'm going to take it. But see, if I was losing weight because I want other people to think I'm good looking, or I want other people to think I'm skinny, or I want other people to look up to me, or I want other people to do it, I'm not going to do it. That's the wrong reason. And so I'll eventually quit because I'm doing it out of insecurities rather than purpose. And insecurities, as soon as I take care of one, another one's just going to kick in. I actually watched a show. I couldn't believe it. This guy was working out in the gym every single day and everything. And I mean, this guy was built, and he probably spent 4 hours a day in the gym, which to me is ridiculous. All right. And he got calf implants because he was like, man, I'm in the gym working out and everybody's staring at my calves. Everybody's looking and making fun of how small my calves are. This dude was so built, nobody was making fun of him at all. This dude was huge. But he thought his calves were small, so he thought everybody was like, I didn't even know you could get calf implants, but he got implants in his calves. And he's like, yeah, dude, check it out. All the girls are looking at my calves. Yeah, man, look at that. Dumbest thing I've ever seen. But it happened. Because as soon as one insecurity comes in, another insecurity comes. No matter how big he got, all he could think about was one other area that he didn't like. Insecurity builds and breeds insecurity. If you feed your insecurity, it's going to get greater. But see, I'm not losing weight to make me feel better. I'm not losing weight so that other people think I'm better looking. Here's the reason I want to get healthier. Because I want to be the best dad that I can possibly be. I want to be somebody that can roll around on the floor with his kids and wrestle and have fun and not die. That's what I want. And we had Cade when I was 30. That means when he's 18, I'm going to be 58. I want to be able to not just play basketball with my son at 58, but I want to be able to spank him hard. 48. My New Year's resolution is math. I want to be able to do those things. Because one of my biggest purposes in life is to be a dad. And so my goal is feeding my purpose. Therefore, I'm enjoying what I'm doing rather than hating it. I'm enjoying the results instead of hating the fact that I'm not getting more. I like it. See, our perspective needs to change. Either way, I'm in the gym, right? Either way, I'm working out. But for one perspective is for my purpose. The other perspective would be for an insecurity. See, our perspective needs to change a little bit. Matthew 5:13 says, "You are the salt of the earth." Everybody say salt. But what good is salt if it has no flavor? Can you make it salty again? It would be thrown out and trampled underfoot as worthless. See, some of us, we're all made by God, and we're all made with purpose. But some of us have lost that purpose, like the salt has lost its saltiness. Did you know that nothing would have flavor without salt? The only reason you have flavor on anything is because of salt. Saying that salt is very important, just like your purpose on earth is very important. But just because you have a purpose doesn't mean that you're going to use it. Just because you have a purpose doesn't mean you're enjoying it. Just because you have a purpose doesn't mean you're walking in it. So we need to change our perspective of why we're here and what we're doing. Some of us have been living for all the wrong things, for all the wrong reasons. Being healthy is a great goal. Being healthy for the wrong reason is very bad. Perspective. So you're going to have the right perspective on your life before you make good changes in your life. You have to have the right perspective about your life before you're going to make good changes in your life. How about our perspective on time? How do you look at time? Do you think that your time actually matters? Do you think that your time is actually valuable? See, we think that we have so much time that honestly we waste a lot of it, don't we? We waste everything that we think we have an abundance of. And you guys have so much time and energy that anything that comes by, you're like, sure, I'll throw my time toward you. I'm bored, so I'll date somebody for a week. Why not? It's not that serious. I'm bored. No big deal. Hey, I'll spend time with God later. Not right now. I got time to spare. I'll do it later. I'll learn later. I'll think later. I'll get better later. I'll change later. I'll go to college later. I'll finish my homework later. Whatever it is, we think we have so much time. We do everything later. Later. Well, let me ask you this. Think about your daily schedule. Think about what it is that you do in a day. Everybody thinking about it? Or are you just staring at me? I know I'm good looking. Now I want you to think that you have 30 days left to live. What about your day would you change? School! I quit school! Think about it. All the things that we do in a day, how much does it change your perspective when all of a sudden you limit how much time you have? All of a sudden you cut back the time and you're not blowing off your parents, you're spending time with them. All of a sudden you limit the amount of time you have. You're not wasting time with people you don't care about. You're spending it all with people that you do care about. All of a sudden the time that you were sitting on the couch watching Netflix, now you actually want to be outside and see the world and see what God has created and see what's out there because you want to see it, but you just spent all that time on the couch because you thought time was infinity. You thought you had all of it. If you would change everything about your day or most things about your day, if all of a sudden your time was limited, that tells me you don't find your time now very valuable. And you need to change that perspective of your time. Why would we wait until time is almost gone before we really start living and doing the things we want to do? Why would you wait until your time is almost up before you start living? So we believe that we have so much time that we struggle just sitting down and watching life come at us. We just kind of sit there and we just see what's going to come our way. And we just kind of wait to see what it is that we want to jump into. And sometimes we even see something good, but we still don't jump into it because we think maybe something better will come our way. But the whole time, this curse of thinking that our time doesn't matter or our time is not valuable or we have so much time it doesn't even matter, is that we just sit there and the world starts passing us by and we miss out all these good things. See, we sit there waiting for something when we should be moving in something. And all of a sudden, all these things just pass us by, and before we know it, we're looking at the time, man, I don't know how I got here. I don't know so many things I wish I had done. So many years I wish I could do over that I can't. This happened to somebody In John chapter 5, Jesus is walking towards Jerusalem, and he passes by this pool of Bethesda. And in this pool of water, I don't remember why, but every now and again, it starts to bubble up. And they thought that when this pool of water starts to bubble up, anyone that's sick or hurt or diseased or anything could jump in this water while it's bubbling, and they would magically get healed. Pretty dumb, right? But they believe that. And so there was this guy that was born with a disfigurement. He couldn't walk. And for 38 years, he sat there waiting for this bubbles to come up. These magic bubbles that were going to make him better. For 38 years, he waited to try to beat everybody else down to the water to get these magic bubbles so that his life could be better. How many years have we wasted just sitting there waiting for something good to come to us when really we should have been moving into something good? If you just sit there, how many good things are going to come your way? And how long is it going to take if they finally do? And when they finally do, are you going to be able to move? Because here's the thing, Jesus finally did come by his way. He's not even paying attention to Jesus. He's just looking at this water, and Jesus looked at him and said, "Do you want to be healed?" And he's like, "Yeah, but I can't." His response to Jesus was, "Yeah, but I can't. I want to walk, but I can't. I want to do these things, but I can't. I want to live a good life, but I can't. I want to be excited every day, but I can't." See, sometimes Jesus comes straight to you and me to answer every prayer and every desire we've ever had, and our response to him is, "I love to, God, but I can't. I'm sitting here waiting for something good to happen. Sorry." And do you know what Jesus told him? John chapter 5, verse 8, he said, Jesus told him, "Stand up, pick up your mat, and walk." Stop waiting for something and start moving in something. So the only time this guy's life got better is when he stood up, when he grabbed his mat, and when he went and walked. The whole time he was waiting for something, he needed to get up and get moving in something. You don't have all the time in the world. And your time right now is very valuable. And if you sit here waiting for something good or somebody good to just magically come by, and you're just sitting there, you're probably A, going to miss it, and B, it's never going to be as great as it could have been if you just got up and started moving towards something good rather than waiting for something good to come to you. Get up and move. Wasted time is the one thing that you can never get back. You can get money back. Sometimes you can get people back, but you cannot get your time back. Once your time is gone, it's gone forever. Your time is valuable. See, we need to look at our situations different. We need to look at our time different. We need to look at our situations different. See, some of us have some pretty tough situations. Everybody in this room has a different situation. We've got junior high, we've got high school, we've got guys, we've got girls, we've got people that have one kind of family and people have another kind of family. We have some people that have tons of family and some people that have little family. We have some people that were brought up in church and some people that were not, and some people that were brought up this way and some people brought up a different way. Everybody in this room has a different situation. Everybody. And everybody in this room has a different situation. And I want to tell you, does your situation, if you think that your situation is difficult, that you automatically think that it's bad. Anybody who's got a situation in their life that is difficult, no matter how different it may be from yours, if you've got a situation in your life that you think is difficult, then you automatically think that that means that it's bad. That your life is bad because you have a bad situation. When did living our lives become about being easy? When did we automatically start thinking as a society that easy means better? Why did we start thinking that difficult means bad and easy means good? Why did we start thinking that way? See, we run from conflict, don't we? Because it's difficult. We run from conflict because we would rather just be friends with everybody. I don't want to have conflict. See, we sit down and we're quiet when we should be standing up and saying something because we're afraid of difficult things and difficult responses. We should be speaking up instead of being quiet. See, so many times we quit when we should be pushing in because it's easier to quit than it is to finish. All because it's easier. And we think that easy means right and difficult means wrong. That difficult means a bad life and easy means a good life. And it's the furthest thing from the truth. I remember working in Levelland, Texas, man. It was our first real big youth job, and it was crazy, man. We had kids that got kicked out of other churches. We had kids that got kicked out of their home. We had gang members. We had an 8th grader arrested and put in juvie for several years for muling cocaine. It's a bad place. Where a lot of bad things happen. We were youth pastors for 3 weeks, and we took a girl to camp, and she had a baby at camp. So we went with like 47 kids and came back with 48. Be fruitful and multiply. I'm not making fun of these kids, man. They had real life problems. In fact, so to the point that many people didn't take that job because it wasn't an easy place to be. It wasn't an easy place to handle. We had fights like every single week. One week, my wife tried to break up a fight, and she got punched. It was hilarious to see this big country girl. Man, I loved her. She was awesome. She was just strong. By big, I mean strong. And she grabbed this little girl and just slammed her up against the wall like this with her throat up here. It was hilarious because she hit my wife. That was just funny. But anyway. Before I could even get there, she was slammed up against the wall. Just funny. But this is where we worked. And I can't tell you how many times I wanted to quit. How many times when I was there, I was like, man, this is a difficult situation. I don't like it. It's difficult. I don't know that I'm making a difference. I don't know that it's worth it. I would really rather just find something better. And anytime you say, God, please send me to something better, you're really saying, God, give me something easier. That's what you mean. Let's be honest. And there were so many times that I wanted to sit down and cry rather than stand up and fight because it was just this tough situation. But now I tell you guys stories all the time about that place. And every time I tell a story about some kid who came in and we thought he was going to shoot up the place and instead he gave his life to Jesus, I tell that story with a smile. I tell it because it makes me laugh. It makes me, happy inside because my perspective has changed. Because I didn't quit, I got the victory. Because I went through something difficult, I got a good story. Because I went through something difficult, we did something that other people couldn't do, other people wouldn't do, and lives were changed because of it. Because we didn't quit, because we didn't go the easy route, because we weren't afraid of something difficult, because we stuck it out, life got better. See, nobody brags about winning a game that was easy. Nobody brags about a forfeit, right? Hey, did you guys win? Yeah, they forfeited. Man, we're awesome. Nobody does that. Because it's easy. Anyone can do that. But there are difficult things that you're going to do in your life that are not going to be easy, it's going to be a struggle. But when you're done and when you accomplish that thing, when you finish that thing, when you conquer that thing, it doesn't feel like a struggle anymore. It feels like an accomplishment. It feels like a victory. Difficult situations equal victorious moments. See, we run from God. We run from God-given opportunities because they're difficult. But those difficult situations are the things that make our life feel worth it. I'm excited about my life because of the difference I have to make, but I have to go through those difficult situations to make the difference. See, we run from these opportunities that God gives us, and then we complain. After we run away from what God gives us, we complain that our life is boring, that our life doesn't mean anything, and that we're not making a difference. And God says, well, here's an opportunity. No, thanks, God. Send me something better. You only get one life. Ephesians 5:16 and 17 says this: make the most of every opportunity in these evil days. Don't act thoughtlessly, but understand what the Lord wants you to do. The opportunities that you're running from are the things that are going to make your life exciting. The opportunities that you're scared of are the things that are going to make your life feel worth it. Difficult situations equal great victories. Stop looking at difficult things as if they're bad. You know what? There's a lot of people here in difficult situations, and I get that. There's a lot of people here in situations that I may not even understand, and I feel for you. I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm not saying suck it up, buttercup, you're just fine. I feel you. I understand that you might have a difficult situation. I get that. But that doesn't mean that it's going to be bad. It doesn't mean, maybe your situation is difficult and it borders with bad feelings, but when you overcome this, when God brings you through it, when you get out on top of it, and you're a better person for it, and you've made a difference in it, you're going to smile because all of a sudden you realize your perspective on that situation has changed. And one day, the bad situation you're in right now, you're going to be able to stand up in front of people, maybe in a setting like this, or maybe just in a conversation or at home, or someone that's just going through something, and you're going to be able to look at them and tell them the story about your situation right now with a smile on your face, with love in your heart, and a passion for life because you went through it, because you didn't quit, because you didn't give up, because God brought you through it. Your time matters. You change the way you see your time. You need to change the way you see these situations and these opportunities, things that are in front of you. Difficult does not mean bad. If you have ever felt like there's got to be something more to life than just this, you're right. There is. See, we all want to live the one life that we get in a way that makes a difference, in a way that's exciting, in a way that matters to you and to the people around you. All of us want to live the one life we get to the fullest. But you're not going to get there by wasting your time or complaining about your situation. Changing our perspective can be hard. And here's why. Last verse I'm going to share with you. It's a good one. Romans 14:8. If we live, it's for the honor of the Lord. And if we die, it's for the honor of the Lord. So whether we live or die, we belong to the Lord. You will always view your life according to who you're living it for. You will always view your life according to who you're living it for. So here's the deal. If you are living your life and making your decisions and all that stuff based off the opinions of people, then all you will ever see, the only view you will ever have are those opinions of people. You'll never be able to see past that. If you're living for affirmation or recognition, you know, those pats on the back, good job, buddy, then you'll never be able to see past that. Because you're going to be killing yourself trying to be perfect. You're going to kill yourself trying to get that A and that trophy and that record and all the time just to get that few seconds of a good job, buddy. And you don't get me wrong, I love affirmation. But that's not why I do things. When you guys come up and tell me, man, PJ, that was really good. I really listened. God changed my life. And I'm going to live my one life the best I can. I want to be excited about I appreciate that. But that's not why I do this. I do it because it's part of my purpose. Because it's something God put inside of me that needs to come out to people. I do it because I want to make a difference. See, and that's why I don't quit when people say negative things. That's why I don't give up when people don't respond. That's why I don't quit when things get difficult. Because I don't do it for affirmation, for pats on the back. If you live your life for selfish reasons, I'm going to get mine and I'm going to take what's mine and I'm going to do whatever's best for me. I don't really care about anybody else. Then you will never be able to see beyond what you can take. And if you can never see beyond what you can take, you'll never know what it's like to be given something. And if you never know what it's like to be given something, you'll never know love. If you never know love, you're going to be lonely, bitter, and alone. You'll never be able to see what God sees. But that's why I like this verse. It brings us back to who are you living for? Who are you living for? See, most of us would like to live for this person, myself, and then God. This verse says, whether I live or whether I die, I do it for God because I belong to Him. It's something we need to remember. And here's how you know how you're doing that. Here's how you measure that. Your time and your decisions make up your life, right? Your life is made up of time and decisions. Whether it's time wasted and bad decisions or time used well and good decisions, your life is made up of time and decisions. So all you have to do to figure out who you belong to is figure out who those decisions are going towards and who that time is going towards. See, if you're giving your time to God and your decisions to God, then you belong to Him. But if you're not, you ask yourself who you do belong to, because that's who you're living for. Does God have your time? Does God have your decisions? We get one life. We get one shot. I can't do anything about the time I have wasted, but I can stop wasting time today. I can't do anything about the situations that have come my way, but I can run at them head on, knowing that difficult situations make great victories.